There's a button at every online checkout that shouldn't make sense. The price says $100, and right underneath in a friendlier font, someone offers to chop it up for you 4 easy payments of $25, 0 interest, 0 fees. Just a small kindness from a company you've never met. You stop and think about how strange that is. A financial firm is volunteering to lend you money for free at the exact moment you're deciding whether to buy a jacket. Lenders are not in the kindness business. If Klarna, Afterpay and Affirm can afford to give away credit at the checkout, it's because that button changes something worth billions. It does. It changes you. Today on The Profit Motive, why buy now, pay later isn't a payment option, it's a spending machine. And the mechanism it runs on is one of the oldest tricks in behavioral economics. Start with what the button does to a shopping cart because the numbers are not subtle. When RBC Capital Markets analysed installment checkouts, they estimated that adding buy now, pay later lifts a retailer's conversion rate by 20 to 30% and pushes the average order up to 50% bigger, not 5%, 50%. Klarna itself tells merchants roughly the same story. It's the sales pitch. And this isn't just people time-shifting purchases they'd have made anyway. Researchers at Harvard Business School tracked bank accounts before and after people started using installment plans and found that adopting buy now, pay later raises a person's total spending permanently by around 6%. New money going out the door that wasn't going out before. Scale that across a country and you get the growth curve. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau looked at just 5 lenders and watched their loan volume explode from $2 to $24 billion in 2 years, from under 17 million loans in 2019 to 180 million by 2021. Today, installment checkouts move more than $300 billion a year worldwide. That is not a payment preference spreading, that's a lever being pulled at scale on hundreds of millions of carts. So who pays for your free loan? The store does. Gladly. Here's the machine. When you pay with a normal credit card, the merchant loses roughly 2 to 3% of the sale in processing fees. Buy now, pay later providers charge merchants far more. Typically 4, 5, 6%, sometimes higher from up, double what cards take or more. On paper that looks like a terrible deal for the retailer, but run the merchant's math. If the installment button makes carts 30 to 50% bigger and converts shoppers who would have abandoned the page, paying 6% to capture, that is a bargain. The merchant isn't buying payment processing, they're buying a psychological upgrade to their checkout. And that's the core trade. The lender rents out your future self to the store and the store pays the commission. Then come the side revenues, late fees when auto pay hits an empty account, interest on the longer plans, the 6-month and 12-month versions that quietly run at 20 or 30% APR, advertising, referral fees, shopping apps that steer you to partner stores. Every stream feeds on the same behavior. You spending more than you would have if the full price had simply left your account at the register. The product isn't credit, the product is your loosened grip on your own money. Now the psychology ain't because your brain is running exactly the software this button was built to exploit. Behavioral economists call it the pain of paying. Spending money produces real discomfort. Brain imaging studies at Stanford and Carnegie Mellon found that seeing a high price activates the insula, a region tied to physical pain and disgust. That flinch is your budget's immune system. It's what makes you put things back. Anything that numbs the flinch makes you spend more, and the numbing agent is called payment decoupling, separating the pleasure of getting from the pain of paying. Cash is fully coupled, you feel the notes leave your hand. Cards decouple a little. In a famous MIT experiment, Drazen Prelick and Duncan Semester auctioned basketball tickets and found that people told to pay by card bid up to twice as much as people paying cash. Same tickets, same wallets, double the willingness to pay just from moving the payment out of sight. Buy now, pay later is decoupling with the dial turned all the way up. It doesn't just delay the payment, it shrinks it, splits it, and automates it. You never redecide. And here's the deepest trick. On that checkout screen, 25 becomes the price. Your brain doesn't multiply by 4, it anchors on the small number and asks a much easier question. Can I handle $25? Almost always yes. 4 small yeses feel nothing like a single $100 yes, even though they're the same event in your bank account. The pain never arrives in one piece, so the alarm never goes off. That's not a side effect of the design, that is the design. If this were only about jackets and sneakers, it would be a curiosity. Watch where the button is spreading. In 2025, DoorDash partnered with Klarna so Americans could pay for food delivery in 4 installments. The internet joked about financing burritos, but the deal was real. Surveys now find that roughly 1 in 4 users has put groceries on an installment plan. At Coachella, the majority of general admission tickets were bought on payment plans. When a credit product migrates from electronics to dinner, that's not convenience expanding, that's decoupling, becoming the default way a generation experiences prices. Now the fair objection, isn't this just layaway, the thing your grandmother used? No, it's layaway turned inside out. Layaway put the friction before the reward. You paid for weeks, felt every payment, and only then took the product home. If you quit, you simply got your money back. Buy now, pay later hands you the reward instantly and pushes all the friction into your future on auto pay where you can't feel it. Same installments, opposite psychology, and the 0%? Genuinely free, and if you were going to buy that exact item anyway and you never slip, but the record says people slip. Regulators found that 63% of borrowers ran overlapping loans at the same time, and surveys show 4 in 10 paid late in the past year. Late fees, overdrafts, and interest on the long plans are where free quietly stops being free. So follow the money because everyone at this table eats except one seat. Merchants win. Bigger carts, fewer abandoned checkouts, and a commission that pays for itself. The lenders win twice. Fees from the store on every sale, plus late fees and interest from the borrowers who stumble. Even the ad business wins as installment apps evolve into shopping malls that sell your attention to retailers. The seat that pays for all of it is yours. And for years, the bill was nearly invisible even to the financial system. Most installment loans were never reported to credit bureaus, so banks couldn't see them. Economists at Wells Fargo called it phantom debt and estimated Americans were carrying roughly $46 billion of it off the books. Regulators found that a majority of these loans were going to subprime borrowers, the people with the least slack. That opacity is finally cracking. A firm began reporting its loans to credit bureaus in 2025, and Fizio now builds installment plans into new credit scores, which tells you everything about the incentive structure. The system only started counting this debt when lenders needed to protect themselves from it. Nobody upstream was ever confused about what this product does. Here's how you make yourself hard to play permanently. Rule 1, recouple the payment. Before any installment button, say the full price out loud, you're not 25, 100. If the full number makes you hesitate, that hesitation is the correct signal. The button was built to mute it. Rule 2, apply the debit test. If you wouldn't buy it today with money leaving your account right now, splitting it into 4 doesn't change the answer. It only changes how the answer feels. Rule 3, never stack. One plan at a time, tracked in one place, because the entire risk of this product lives in the overlap you stop noticing. Rule 4, reserve installments for things you had already planned to buy, planned, priced, and needed before you ever saw the button. Used that way, an interest-free split is a genuinely fine tool. The danger was never the loan, it's the loan appearing at the exact moment of temptation. And Rule 5, once a month, open every app and read your scheduled payments in one sitting. The business model depends on you never seeing the total. Seeing the total is the whole defense. That's the playbook, a button that looks like flexibility engineered to dissolve the one alarm that protects your money, the small useful pain of paying. The companies aren't hiding it. They sell the cart lift to merchants in their own marketing. Once you've seen the mechanism, you can't unsee it. Every 4 easy payments is someone betting that your brain won't multiply. Make the multiplication. If this changed how you'll look at a checkout page, subscribe. Next time on The Profit Motive, we follow another price that's designed to lie to you.